What's up, guys? I'm Terry, General Manager over at Eat the Frog Fitness. With me, as always, for the Primal Movement is Elizabeth, our Sales Manager. This is Primal Movement Part 5. We're going to go through the Hip Hinge. Okay, we see a lot of mistakes with this. This is one of those movements in life we just don't practice enough. So if we do something like a bent over row or a deadlift, this is where it goes wrong. What we see here is this bad position, right? So I want to have my shoulders set back and down. I want that little frog under my chin. I want my chest nice and proud like this and hinging from my hips. But instead we see rounded back, shoulders coming down, and people trying to perform a deadlift by pulling through their back and standing themselves up back to this position. That's why people blow their backs out. That's why discs start bulging, because you're doing it incorrectly, because you think you should be pulling through your back. A hip hinge is not pulling through the back. So let's find that hip hinge position. So we want those feet to be about shoulder width apart. We want to grip the ground with the feet like we normally would. We pull those shoulders back and down and get that little frog under our chin right here. Instead of rounding through the back, we are bending from this position. Turn sideways for me, Ellie. We're bending from this position right here. So imagine it like this. Take your butt backwards. Take your butt back here. Here. Notice how the back is staying flat. Keep the frog under the chin right here. So instead of looking forwards, I'm following the line of my neck. I'm coming here with my eyes. If I was to look forwards, watch what happens here. If you can see that back wall, your neck's in this position. It doesn't want to be here, right? Frog under the chin. Now my spine is aligned all the way through, hinging from the hips. You're going to feel a stretch, most likely in your hamstrings, down the back of your thighs right here. The muscle which is going to engage to perform this movement to return is your glute max, right here, your glutes. Squeeze your bum, push your hips forwards. Push forwards for me, Ellie. This muscle returns you to this start position, as opposed to pulling through your back like this. See the difference? So let's reset. Frog under the chin, shoulders back and down. Body one straight line, head to heels. We're going to take your butt backwards. There's your hip hinge. Keep the frog under the chin. So now my spine's in line with my neck. And from here, now we can perform a low row. So if I give you a sandbag here, Ellie, we're in this bend over position. Remember those principles from the pulling movements. Retract those shoulder blades right here. Pull the elbows towards the hips. Same principle with pulling, but now we're in the hip hinge position. Let it go under control. Hold that position. Elbows back up to the hips, and let it go. Let's imagine we're at the bottom of a deadlift. Let's do a deadlift rep. Squeeze the glutes, push the hips forwards. There we go. Notice how we're not pulling through the back. Go back out to it for me, Ellie. Back nice and flat. Watch how this doesn't round. This won't round. We squeeze from here and push forwards. Push forwards, returning to the top of the deadlift position. You can let that back go. Something to note with the deadlift, very different to a squat, right? I'm not coming down, I'm hinging back. Squeeze, push, return to the top. That is your hip hinge.